Okay, so this is part 2. This is the pepper demonstration. Sometimes people will use a grape, but grapes are way too small for me to try to show you what the passes would look like in the skin. Peppers are pretty similar. They're very dry, but as you can see here, this would be much more like aged skin. This pepper has definitely seen better days, right? There's some wrinkles, it's not as firm, it's lost its collagen. So you're gonna see what it's like when I microblade it versus me doing a powder technique on. So I want you guys to see like the level of dryness. The skin is pretty dry, but you can see it's kind of soft because it's obviously probably way past its prime for cooking, but you know, that's okay. But I'm gonna show you guys, this would be mature, dry skin. So this is me trying to microblade first, and I'm gonna try to pull the skin tight. But you can see, even as I kind of try to pull here, on skin that is wrinkled, you can see like it's just not gonna turn out quite as well. Yeah, and this is just like old skin, like it tends to bleed really easily. Seeing that it's torn there, that happens a lot with mature skin when you're trying to microblade because it's so thin and it's so delicate. Even though these blades are ultra sharp and should only be doing, yeah, see, it's tearing. Okay, let's put a little pigment on, and this is what it would heal like too. This is actually pretty similar to how it's gonna heal with mature skin once I wipe this off. So as you can see, you can still see the strokes, but you can see like they're not gonna be as crisp and they're gonna have some watery points in them. It doesn't look bad, but it could look better, and that's what we're gonna do with the machine technique on this brow. So I'm gonna fire up my good old Cheyenne. Okay, it is time for me to start another wonderful voiceover. This is me working along with my Cheyenne Hawk 1 round liner. I wanted to show you guys the difference from using a 9-pin microblade to a single pin needle. The big difference here is the amount of needles that are being used. They were the same size, but using multiple versus using a single one is going to be much more gentle on your skin, especially when it's so thin. When it obviously, as ladies, we age and our skin is not as thick and dense anymore. I really do love using any kind of shading and powder technique when people have more special conditions than others. This allows me to be able to control the concentration of the pigment without overworking the skin. It is definitely a huge issue with permanent makeup. Please know that this is not meant to be a replacement for training. Hey guys, so this is the last part of doing this type of brow. I'm going to be using the acupuncture needles. They're literally the smallest, they're super thin. They're 0.2 millimeters thick. This one was 1 millimeter thick with the 1 round shader from Cheyenne Hawk. This one's from Verdict's needles, and this one I'm gonna use because obviously the skin is super dry. And even this needle was causing quite a bit of tearing. Okay guys, so this is one of my very last voiceovers for part 3 of pepper skin or dry mature skin. I know that you guys have probably been wondering, why am I doing 3 techniques on this particular pepper? And that's because mature skin is more difficult to work on. It's something that, you know, you have to be more careful of as the skin ages. It's very different when you're young and the skin is more tolerant to any type of trauma. This is why I think it's especially important for clients to educate themselves so that they don't get hurt. Sometimes people will come to me after the fact of maybe going to somewhere else and they ask, can I fix it? Sometimes I can, and sometimes I cannot. Sometimes the work is just so over-traumatized the skin, I have to recommend them to go see someone else to try to get it removed. and see if they can try again with me. But I genuinely care about clients. And you can see even this one has less tearing than this one. And I was able to concentrate the color without impacting the skin of this pepper. Ta-da!